It's 10 p.m. You're lying in bed, phone in hand, eyes half closed, scrolling through nothing in particular. You're exhausted, but somehow you can't stop. Your body is practically begging you to put the phone down and just sleep already. And here's the thing. In this exact moment, while you're lying there doing absolutely nothing, something remarkable is either starting inside your body or being silently destroyed. A biological process so powerful, so precisely designed, that most people live their entire lives without ever knowing it exists. And the craziest part? Whether you wake up tomorrow leaner or heavier has almost nothing to do with what you did at the gym today. It has everything to do with what you're doing right now, in these final quiet hours before sleep takes over completely. Most people have been sold the same story their whole lives. Burn more calories than you eat, hit the treadmill harder, cut the carbs and push through the hunger. And yes, those things matter, but they're not the whole picture, not even close. What nobody is telling you, what most people will go their entire lives never understanding, is that the single most powerful fat burning window in your entire day doesn't happen during your morning workout. It doesn't happen during a fasted walk or an evening run. It happens while you are completely unconscious, lying perfectly still in the dark, between roughly 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. Scientists have a name for this. They call it the metabolic reset window. And what you do in the 60 minutes before you fall asleep will either unlock this window completely or slam it shut before it even opens. Here's what makes this so important, and honestly so frustrating once you understand it. You could eat clean all day. You could skip breakfast, pack a healthy lunch, turn down the office cake, drink your water, do everything right, and your body will still store fat while you sleep if you make one simple mistake in those final hours before bed. This isn't about your willpower. It's not about how disciplined you are or how badly you want to lose weight. It's about a single hormone that controls almost everything happening inside your body during sleep. That hormone is human growth hormone. And specifically, it's about a natural biological event called the nocturnal growth hormone pulse. This pulse happens every night. It's built into your DNA. And right now, without realizing it, most people are accidentally destroying it every single night before they even close their eyes. To really understand why this matters, you need to picture what's actually happening inside your fat cells right now. Your fat cells are not passive. They're not just sitting there quietly waiting to be burned off during your next cardio session. They are constantly listening, picking up hormonal signals from your bloodstream, and making real-time decisions about whether to release stored energy or lock it away even tighter. Inside each fat cell, there's a tiny structure called the beta-adrenergic receptor. Think of it as a switch, a fat release switch. When growth hormone floods your system during deep sleep, it activates those switches. Your fat cells essentially open up. Stored fat in the form of triglycerides breaks down into free fatty acids. Those fatty acids enter your bloodstream. Your body burns them for energy while you sleep. You wake up genuinely lighter. Not from water loss, not from wishful thinking. Your biology literally did the work while you were unconscious. But here's where everything falls apart for most people, and it happens in the most innocent, everyday way imaginable. Growth hormone and insulin are biological enemies. They cannot exist together in your body at the same time. When insulin is elevated, your pituitary gland detects it and shuts down growth hormone production entirely. Not partially, not slightly, entirely. And right now, millions of people are spiking their insulin right before bed without even realizing what they're doing to themselves. That handful of crackers at 9 p.m. That piece of fruit because it feels healthy. That small bowl of cereal because you're a little hungry and it seems harmless. Each of these sends a clear signal to your body, a shutdown signal that silently cancels out hours of potential fat burning before you even pull the covers up. You fall asleep thinking everything is fine, while your biology is stuck in storage mode all night long. Let me walk you through exactly what happens on a typical night when you get this wrong, because this is where it gets really eye-opening. Say you eat something at 9 p.m. It doesn't feel like a big deal. Maybe it's just a banana or a small snack. Your blood sugar rises. Your pancreas releases insulin to manage it. Now insulin is circulating in your bloodstream. You get into bed around 10 p.m. You feel calm. Your breathing slows. From the outside, everything looks exactly like sleep should look. But inside, your pituitary gland is scanning your blood like a security system, checking insulin levels before it decides what to release tonight. It detects insulin still present. It holds back. Growth hormone never gets released. The fat burning signal never goes out. For the next 8 hours, your body stays locked in storage mode, holding on to every fat cell it has. You wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and wonder why nothing is changing. Not because you're lazy or weak, but because your biology never received the signal it needed to do its job. Now flip that around entirely. What if instead of blocking your body's natural nighttime cycle, you actually worked with it? What if you sent all the right signals before bed, so that when your head hit the pillow, your biology was primed and ready to do exactly what it was designed to do? That's the entire foundation of this nighttime protocol. It's not about eating less overall. It's not about suffering through another restrictive diet that leaves you exhausted and irritable by Wednesday. It's about understanding the 3 specific conditions your body needs for the nocturnal growth hormone pulse to fire at full strength. When all 3 align, growth hormone levels can surge up to 5 times higher than your normal baseline. That's not an exaggeration or a marketing claim. That's documented, measurable biology that happens inside your own body every single night when you stop working against it. Those 3 conditions are this. Insulin must be at baseline. You must reach deep, slow wave sleep. And your digestive system must be quiet and essentially empty. If even one of these 3 conditions is missing, the entire fat-burning system collapses. Modern life destroys all 3 simultaneously without most people even noticing. We eat late because life is busy and dinner gets pushed back. We stare at screens until the moment we close our eyes. We carry stress into bed, keeping our nervous systems wound tight when they need to be relaxed. Then we wonder why the scale won't budge, why the belly fat won't move, why we feel tired even after 8 hours of sleep. The protocol you're about to learn fixes all 3 conditions at once, and it starts with something so simple it almost sounds too easy to work. The first step is what's called the insulin cutoff window, and this is the non-negotiable foundation that everything else builds on. The rule is clean and simple. No food, no calories, and no macronutrients for a minimum of 3 full hours before you go to sleep. Not 2 hours, not 2.5, 3 full hours, because that's genuinely how long it takes for insulin to return to baseline after eating. Most people hear this and immediately imagine lying awake starving, watching the clock, miserable and desperate for something to eat. But that's not what actually happens, and here's why. When you stop eating 3 hours before bed, your body doesn't panic. It does the opposite. Your digestive system quiets. Your parasympathetic nervous system activates. That's your rest and digest mode. Your body shifts its focus from processing food to processing stored fat. You are not starving. You are transitioning. And that transition is the exact biological switch that unlocks overnight fat burning. If you sleep at 10 p.m., your last bite of food happens at 7 p.m. By the time you're asleep, insulin is back at baseline. Your pituitary gland gets the all-clear signal. Growth hormone releases. The burn begins. The second step is about what you actually eat at that final meal, because timing alone isn't enough if your food choices keep insulin elevated for hours afterward. Your last meal of the day cannot contain anything that triggers a big insulin response, and that means no processed carbohydrates, no sugar, no fruit, no bread, no pasta, no rice, none of it. This might sound extreme, but the biology is clear. Carbohydrates trigger the largest insulin responses in the human body, and a carb-heavy dinner eaten at 7 p.m. can keep insulin elevated well past 10 or 11 p.m., even if you haven't eaten a single thing since. You'd go to sleep thinking the window is open, but insulin still circulating in your blood means growth hormone is still suppressed. Fat burning never starts. The solution is a final meal built around protein and healthy fat, grilled chicken with olive oil, salmon with avocado, eggs cooked in butter with spinach. These foods cause a mild, controlled insulin response that drops back to baseline quickly, usually within about 2 hours. That 1 hour difference between a carb-heavy dinner and a protein-fat dinner is the difference between waking up leaner and waking up exactly the same, night after night, year after year. And here's something that genuinely surprises most people when they first hear it. You don't need to eat less food overall to make this work. You just need to eat the right things at night. A well-composed final meal with enough protein and fat is deeply satisfying. You won't be reaching for snacks at 9 p.m. You won't feel deprived or like you're punishing yourself. This matters because deprivation triggers cortisol, your stress hormone, and cortisol blocks growth hormone just like insulin does. Suffering through hunger doesn't accelerate fat loss. It actually makes it harder. Your body reads starvation as a threat and responds by holding on to fat even tighter. The goal is to feel satisfied and stable going into sleep, not hungry and stressed. Protein and fat deliver exactly that state. Your nervous system stays calm, your insulin stays low, and your body walks into sleep ready to burn. The third step is deepening the quality of your sleep itself, because growth hormone is only released during the deep stages of sleep, specifically stages 3 and 4, what scientists call slow-wave sleep. This is the phase where your brain waves slow dramatically, your body temperature drops slightly, and your pituitary gland becomes fully active. If you never reach true deep sleep, the growth hormone pulse never fires, no matter how well you've handled your food. And the single biggest destroyer of deep sleep in the modern world is something almost everyone does right up until the moment they close their eyes. Blue light from phone and TV screens tells your brain it's still daytime. Your brain responds by suppressing melatonin production. Without enough melatonin, you drift through light sleep all night, never sinking into the deep restorative stages where real fat burning lives. Screens off at 9:30 p.m. is not optional in this protocol. It's the mechanism that allows everything else to work. So here is the full picture laid out night by night. At 7 p.m., you eat your final meal, protein, healthy fat, and vegetables. No carbohydrates, no sugar, no exceptions. At 9 p.m., you take a hot shower. This feels counterintuitive, but the drop in core body temperature that follows a hot shower actually signals your brain that it's time to sleep deeply, pulling you into slow-wave sleep faster than almost anything else. At 9:30 p.m., every screen goes off. Phone, television, laptop, all of it. Pick up a physical book, dim the lights, let your nervous system genuinely downshift. At 10 p.m., you're in bed with the room cooled to somewhere between 65 and 68 degrees, because a cooler room drives your body into deeper sleep stages more quickly and keeps you there longer. By 11:30 p.m., deep sleep has begun. Growth hormone is releasing into your bloodstream. Your fat cells are opening. Burning has started. From midnight to 3 a.m., your body is running its most powerful fat-burning cycle of the entire day, and you are doing absolutely nothing except sleeping. What you wake up to is the result of a system that was always inside you, just waiting to be activated. No gym session, no calorie counting, no miserable willpower battle at 2 in the afternoon, just strategic alignment with the biology your body was born with. And this is the part that most people never get to experience, because most people spend their entire lives unknowingly blocking this process every single night. The fat that feels so stubborn, the belly that never seems to shrink no matter what you try. It's not your fault in the way you've been told it is. Your body was always capable of burning it. You were just accidentally giving it the wrong signals at the wrong time, night after night, without anyone ever telling you what was really happening. Now you know. The mechanism is clear. The protocol is simple. And it starts tonight, not next Monday, not after the weekend, tonight. Respect your biology, stop working against it, and let it do exactly what it was always designed to do.